So hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Ames's Corner. How you guys doing out there? So a couple of months ago, we reviewed the Mac Expert 126-piece tool set, and we compared it to the Blue Point, which is Snap-on 100-piece entry-level tool set. So both of those sets are available from either your Mac dealer or your Snap-on dealer respectively. Decent sets, very high quality, warranted for life. Probably the worst part about those tools is they are expensive. I'm going to say over $400, between $400 and $500 for those tool sets, depending on where you get them and how much your tool guy has to make off of it. So I figured I would give a little time to the less expensive Stanley 145-piece tool set. Now, this tool set here you can get at your local Walmart, and everything's warranted lifetime. I'm not exactly sure how you would go about getting things warranted. I believe it's through mail. I don't believe you can walk into a Walmart and hand them a broken socket and they're going to give you another one. I just don't think that's something that's the way that works. Let me get you on the head cam and let's take a look at this set and see what kind of quality you get for something that is literally a fraction of the cost. And it seems to have a couple more pieces in it. So let's see what we got in the box, shall we? Well, alright guys, let's take a look at what we got on the box. So, yeah, 145 piece, 3/8 and 1/4 inch, standard and metric. Nice little picture of what you got in the box. That's something that the Snap-on and the Mac tool sets didn't have, but those tool sets don't have to sit on a shelf and compete with other tool sets. So that's kind of the retail picture you got on it. Quick release, reversible mechanism, non-slip handle, all that jazz. And then just a brief description. Like I said, this has to sit on a shelf and look pretty, so you buy it. When you buy something from the tool vendors, a lot of times they just come in a nondescript plain box because you kind of know what you're getting into. Stanley Mechanics tool, full lifetime warranty. If any Stanley Mechanics tool ever fails for any reason, Stanley will replace it. No proof of purchase required. Do not return the product to the store. Simply call the number and Stanley will ship a replacement. So I guess that answers that question on how to replace it. So let's, little bit adapter for the screwdriver, but we'll see all this inside. Let me, I haven't opened this yet. This is the seal right from where you buy it from, so I don't know what we're getting into. That's kind of interesting. I didn't even know that. Guess you should look around. Really secure box. The clasps definitely aren't as sturdy as the more expensive set, but that's to be expected. And we got a little organization to do here. Why don't we jump cut for a second and then put this thing back together. Alright guys, I got everything all organized and inside the case like it should be. These are really positively locked inside of there. It's kind of like those other sets we looked at. The Mac set was really hard to get out. This is a little easier to get out. These sockets are kind of weird that they were all over the place. They must have had a good hit in shipping or fell off the shelf at Walmart. Who knows? Not a big deal. I think it could survive it. So you get a good selection of sockets. We got everything from, starts off at 1/4 inch shallow on the 3/8 drive and up to 11/16 shallow. Pretty much everything you're going to need for shade tree mechanicing. Some nice deep 3/8 through 9/16 deep 3/8 drive, and then metric 10 through 14 over here. And then those are 3/8. These would be 1/4 inch, I believe. Yeah, 1/4 inch. I believe everything in here is 6-point except for the wrenches, but they feel decent, feel quality. My experience tells me that these Stanley tools hold up just really as well, if not better, than some of the top-end name brand tools, namely the chrome. You'll find me always complaining about chrome on the higher end Snap-on sockets is always pitting, but these Stanley sets never seem to pit the chrome, never seem to chip on me when I use them. And I got a couple sets over there, like I said, in my toolbox, a deep set I use just for beating on, and it's just the chrome seems to hold up on these really well. Couple of nice extensions, your average Stanley extension, and the ratchets. Not a bad pawl in it. Not a bad ratchet system. Not really real tight. It's nice screwed together, not pinned together. So if you had to take this apart and lubricate it, or you get grit in it, you could take the screws apart and clean it out and lubricate it. Decent balance to it. The handle feels a little thin. If you're putting a lot of torque on it, that could kind of bite into your fingers a little bit, but maybe you shouldn't be putting a lot of torque onto these. Maybe not even on a cheetah bar or nothing, but feels good. Feels good. Let's ooh, some of these sockets are a little tough to get out. Yeah. Nice and positively locked on. Can't get it off unless you press the button, which is good. And the button comes right off. Yeah. Can't complain. Not a bad ratchet for a cheap set. I remember back in the day these were a lot more rickety, maybe not the right phrase, but it feels a lot more solid in the mechanism part of it. Quarter inch feels really nice. That's got a really nice balance to it. It's same thing, nice and positively locked. I cannot take that off. Nope, cannot get that off unless you push the button. Comes right off. And that just releases the ball, which holds on a little. I don't know if you can see the land. Pretty much the way all sockets work. Nice mechanism, just like the 3/8. Same construction, just a smaller version of the 3/8, I guess. And the socket's all 6-point. I believe every socket in here is 6-point. Comes with a spark plug socket, 5/8 plug socket, and it looks like it has the rubber porcelain holder, so when you loosen a spark plug it stays in the socket. Nice. But kind of weird that they only have the 5/8. Usually your homeowner tool set, you're going to want the bigger that's on the top of my head what size it would be for like a lawnmower spark plug. That's not 5/8, they're the bigger ones. So let's look at the wrenches. Wrenches feel a little cheap, a little cheesy, but for the money, you know, you can't complain. You'll get the job done. You can kind of see a weird little cut on the top there. I guess, you know, you get what you pay for. I don't know if you guys can see. It's not a flat machine top. It's kind of just weird, kind of weird. Good balance to them. They kind of have this shot blasted finish to them, which helps with greasy. If your hands are greasy and you grab the wrench, it gives you a little more grip. Comes with metric and standard Allen wrenches, your regular old school Allen wrench sets. Good to have, good to have. I'm kind of surprised that this set includes old school Allen wrenches and not a bit set like this that has Allen wrenches on it. I mean, you know, kind of redundant to have both, I guess. They probably just trying to get the number count up, so they include a cheap Allen wrench set. And then it has your bit set, which you would use with a bit driver here, and then you would put your bit in that, and you can use it like a screwdriver, or you could put this on the 1/4 inch ratchet and use your bits that way. A little nice and functional. There's functionality built into this set. I don't think either of the high-end sets had that setup. And then just like over here, we got the screwdriver and Torx bits, and screwdriver, flathead. We get square drive too. Interesting. Interesting. It comes with square drive. And then up here we got the nut drivers, 6 through 10 millimeter, 7/32 through 3/8 standard. These are good to have. I like to use these. I wonder if they're magnetic. No, they're not magnetic. I wish they would make these magnetic, a bit driver. One thing I do is I take a little piece of that rubber putty we got for like door panels. They call it dum-dum. I'll put a piece of that in those to hold your fastener. So all in all, not a bad set. 145 piece, so it's the highest piece count of any of the entry-level tool sets we've reviewed so far, you know. And this set here is a screaming deal for a screaming deal for under $60. I think it was like $58 or $59 for this set. So how do you compete when you're a homeowner or you're shade tree mechanic or just getting in the business? This I would say this is your best bet right here, because you're always going to need some sets of tools. You're always going to need something, and for the money, for $60, that's a lot of tools for $60. Where those other sets being almost $500 a piece for those. And the Snap-on Blue Point set, if you remember, was only 100 pieces, and the other set, the Mac set, was 126. But here you get 145. But I think they're cheating, counting all those Allen wrenches. So, anyways, nice set. Nice set. Guys, I hope you appreciated this review of this inexpensive Stanley 145-piece tool set, which, if you ask me, is definitely the way to go if you're a shade tree mechanic or just looking for something to turn some wrenches on your family car, or when your kid's bicycle breaks, or you need to do something to your heater, or who knows what. This is a great at-home set, and for the money, $60 for a 145-piece lifetime warranty tools. How do you beat that? How does that compete with a $500 set that has less pieces but really close to the same quality? So yeah, an awesome tool set for an awesome price. Appreciate it. So anyways, guys, until next time, keep it out of the cabbage.